Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do on Sunday night in order to connect with the people. And as part of that connection, what we typically do is to talk about some news and some current events, some things that are on my mind and are also on the minds of many of you because you actually send me messages, DMs, emails over the course of the week, making sure that I am up to speed on everything that is actually happening in the world of like comics and comic book adjacent things. So I have a feeling that things that we talk about on this show are on the minds of many people because I get lots of messages and I am very, very thankful for those things. But as part of this show, in addition to talking about those news and current events, we also give you a preview of the content that comes out from the channel over the course of this next week. We give away a cool slab from our friends at Go Collect, and we have a really cool book that we're going to be giving away tonight. And we always have a very good time coming together as a comic book community. And I am very appreciative of all of those individuals that are out there right now that are joining me for this live stream. And I'm actually going to go to the chat here in a moment to say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here in the chat. I see Chuck is in here. My man Milt is in here. It's good to see you, my friend. Matt Woods, one of the Blue Wrenches, is here. Jerry G is in the house. The OG herself, Tina, is in the house. Tina, it is good to see you. Myth Lab Music is in the house. Sean, my man, how you doing, brother? It is always good to see you. Same with Randy Resnake and my good friend 2021 New Age Investments, the man that has stacks of comics. There was something I was working on in the background, and I went to his Instagram page, and he had like a stack of the books that I was literally working on in a video. So shout out to 2021. Doug, how you doing, brother? It is always good to see you, my friend. Squirrel Madness picked up the Gibbon Gang hoodie and is representing for the Canadians. It is good to see you. Minnesota Geek is in here. Chris Bigger, one of the reporters that feeds me lots of information. I am very appreciative of you, my friend. Quest Dog is also in the house. All right. So again, it is good to see everybody in here. And we are going to jump into our agenda here. And the very first thing that I actually want to mention to you guys is these cool covers that are coming out from Marvel. And I think that Marvel has kind of been doing these collection of covers to essentially celebrate diversity and different types of people, right? I picked up a couple of copies of the Echo cover that they did. I think it was Indigenous People. They did like a series of these Indigenous people covers. And I thought that the Echo cover was fantastic. So I picked up multiple copies of that. And on the tail end of that stuff, Marvel has unveiled a new series of covers that they are coming out with for Black History Month. And I think at the moment, they have revealed 8 different covers to us. And this is actually a story that is on Newsarama. All 8 Marvel Black History Month 2021 covers have been revealed, spotlighting Stormblade, Black Panther, and more. And so I think that all of these will be coming out over the course of February. I think literally from like the beginning of February, I want to say to almost like I want to say the 24th or something like that. But these covers that we're going to look at here momentarily are actually from a Brazilian artist, Souza. Souza did these things and they're pretty nice. And it talks about here that he has a little bit of a background in the gaming industry, having done work on Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, and also Pathfinder. So a couple of really popular things, specifically those first 2, the Pathfinder I had not heard of before, but down below they actually provide us with a list of all of the 8 covers that have been released thus far. And again, it includes Here's King in Black, which is a super popular story arc right now with lots of crossovers that drops on, I think, yeah, February 3rd. And then they run all the way through X-Men 18, wrapping up on February 24th. I think that is the last one. So you have a couple of rounds, mostly on February 3rd, February 17th, and also on the 24th. These are all of the covers that are going to be dropping. And they actually provided us with some images here. And let me make sure that you guys can see those. You can indeed see them. So here are some of the covers right here that are actually being released. I actually kind of like this Ironheart cover right here for, what is this, Champions. Kind of dig that one. That's kind of a cool cover. Black Panther right there. I feel like I've seen something like that. The color palette that they're using, I've seen something like that before. Here's the Storm X-Men that I think is dropping very end of February. Miles Morales right there. Blade. And I think that's Falcon right there. So a couple of cool covers in there, some nice stuff. I'm not sure which of these I'm going to pick up. I do kind of like this one, so I may try to snag the Ironheart because I kind of dig that cover. Just the color palette looks pretty good. The pose is pretty cool. So we may end up snagging that one. So let me go back to the chat real quick. And that was a quick little thing that I wanted to kind of hit everybody to. A couple of people still kind of flowing into the room here, making sure I'm kind of scrolling through. Pathfinder is another role player game. Like, thank you, Wes. Thank you, brother. I am so thankful that you guys like know a lot of this stuff because, you know, I'll be the first to admit that I don't know everything. So I'm very thankful that people can help me to fill in the blanks and things like that when I'm like, what is going on? What is this? Is there a Miles Morales? Yeah, there will be. There is one Miles Morales cover as I just closed out the window there. It was okay. It's not the best cover. I'm not a huge fan of the pose that he was in, you know. It was okay. Nothing too crazy there. But you know, at least again, the Ironheart cover I thought was pretty cool. So scrolling back through some of the comments here, making sure Chuck is like, gotta be a Miles for sure. And we've spoken about this, man. I do believe that Marvel is going to continue throwing lots of money behind Miles Morales. That will help to cement him as one of the future heroes, right? You guys will probably hear me say something very similar to what I just said there in the upcoming video that will be released from Go Collect for their speculation wrap-up video that I do every single Wednesday. There we go. Jerry's like, I like the Storm cover. The Storm cover was cool, but I didn't like the face. The face seemed a little not as aesthetic, in my opinion, as Storm can be. Like, I think Storm is like super pretty, and that cover I don't think did that face as much justice as it could have. So Joe is like, not a fan. I respect it, brother. And again, when it came to those indigenous covers that dropped, and there were a lot of them. I think there were a healthy number of them. There was only one. There was really only one that spoke to me, and it was the one of Echo. And it was gorgeous. And I want to say that I've shown it in a video. It was a gorgeous cover. I picked up maybe 3 copies of that because I thought it was really, really cool. And, you know, you don't always hit a home run with these things, right? Buy what you like, buy what floats your boat. The rest of it, you let it slide. Picked up a pillowcase with Spider-Verse characters today and at a sewing store. There you go, Brandon. A couple of questions there, brother. I have questions. Okay. First, what were you doing at a sewing store? I'm sorry. What were you doing at a sewing store? Right. The second thing, who is that pillowcase for? Okay. Those are my questions, Brandon. We will await your answers in the comments. Let me scroll through the comments. Let me make sure. And again, the first one was definitely a real quick one. I thought that those covers were kind of cool. There you go. Michael's talking about the Thor. You know, the Thor was okay. The Thor was okay. I don't really know why Thor is an indigenous people. That's kind of where I struggled. that's kind of where I struggled with that one. There was a theme with the ones for Black History Month and then Indigenous people. I didn't see Thor. I struggled with that one, but it wasn't ugly. It just didn't speak to me the same way that the Echo cover I thought was an attractive cover. So I definitely went with that one. What is this? Question here. Isn't Disney working on a live action of Miles Morales? I don't know that they are. I think that there's a lot of rumors out there that they are. It would not surprise me if they are. It would not surprise me if they were. What I can tell you is that, they are investing heavily in the monopoly that is Scholastic within schools. They are investing heavily in the graphic novel game within Scholastic to push certain characters like Miles Morales and Camilla Khan. And there was like one other that is very similar to, like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Dog Man. Dog Man sold, I want to say, like 8 million graphic novels, or, if you're a normal person, comic books. I had never heard of Dogman before, but what I realized is that Scholastic, which is a monopoly, is aggressively pushing the Dogman comic. And Marvel is basically like, okay, we can entrench ourselves in the minds of the youths by working with Scholastic to put into schools graphic novels focused on this next generation of characters, Kamala Khan, Miles Morales, etc., etc. So stay tuned for that, because again, I think that they're making some investment. Oh my goodness. Pillowcases with Regie, brother. Put Regie on the cool side, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Put Regie on the cool side and put the Gibson on. I hope that there is never a pillowcase with my face on it. Chris Bigger, you are hilarious. I must just start reading your comments off air. Scrolling through the comments. Well done. I got a tear. I have a tear coming out of my eye. Deuces, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. I'm glad that you guys got the Utes. You have to have fun with this stuff. All right, so again, the first thing that I hit people to, because there are folks coming in a little bit late, is that Marvel recently unveiled their 8 covers, the 8 covers that they are doing for Black History Month, which is next month. There are 8 covers that have been designed and drawn by a Brazilian artist by the name of Souza, and they run the gamut. The covers run the gamut, featuring Falcon, Black Panther, Storm, Miles Morales, Ironheart. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but I'm doing it off of memory because I closed the window. But the covers actually drop starting, I want to say, February 3rd. They drop on the 17th and then also on the 24th. So those are the dates for those. Very similar to the Indigenous People series that they did a few months ago. So there you go. Utes. Ed, well done, my friend. Let me see. What is this? I like to support the channel and buy Regie merch. I'm not doing the Regie pillowcase. Here's the thing. I respect that, okay? Because that's a little too cozy. You laying in the bed with me. Nah, it just doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound right, Big Spoon. Doesn't even sound right. Scrolling through. I watched episode 3, man. I watched episode 3. So I need to watch it again. And I say that because my boy came in midway through me watching it. And so with her being pregnant and doing what happened, I was like trying to like fast forward and skip through anything that could be deemed that could raise a question on the part of my boy, right? Because he was watching it and he was actually enjoying it. And so I was trying to not kick him out of the room, because he was kind of enjoying it, but I also didn't want to expose him to anything that would prompt a question to me or his mother that we would struggle to answer in that moment of watching TV on like a Saturday, right? Or Friday. I can't remember which day we watched it, but it wasn't awful. It wasn't awful. But to your point there, Juggernaut, I think the base is going to drop here very, very soon. No body pillows. Oh my goodness. You guys are hilarious. Try reading and talking and reading comments all at the same time, because that's literally what I'm doing over here right now. Let me see, scrolling through some of the comments. You guys are hilarious. All right, so I think we are all caught up right now. I want to give a shout out for sure to Chris Bigger, who hit me to this next thing. Chris Bigger actually sent me a video clip from the YouTube. But he sent me the Hindi version. I don't speak Hindi, but I sat there and I watched the clip and I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I had to find like the English version so I could know what they were actually saying. But shout out to Chris Bigger for hooking me up and letting me know about the new movie that is coming out called Godzilla and Kong. And if you have not yet seen this trailer, I want to try to play a couple of seconds of this trailer for you as we talk about this thing, because the trailer honestly is pretty dope. It really is a dope trailer. And if this thing works, you guys probably won't be able to hear it, but you can certainly see it kind of playing there. But Godzilla and Kong is a movie that is going to be dropping, I do believe, on March 26th, 2021. And this was originally planned, I do believe, all starting back in 2015 when it was decided that Warner Brothers was going to do this shared universe that basically brought together King Kong and Godzilla into the shared universe. And if my research is correct, what we are looking at right now is Godzilla versus Kong, which is the fourth installment of this shared universe. And I want to say it comes on the heels of Godzilla in 2014, Kong and Skull Island in 2017, and then also Godzilla King of the Monsters in 2019. And again, this is the new movie Godzilla versus Kong that is supposed to be dropping in both theaters and also HBO Max on March 26, 2021. This trailer is awesome. And if you guys haven't seen this on the YouTube machine, I definitely encourage you guys to watch it. Not the Hindi version that Chris Bigger sent me, but the English version, so you can actually understand the words that are being uttered by these wonderful actors. That punch right there, that Molly Wop right there was wicked. Did you see that right hand that he threw? The CGI in this trailer is fantastic. And I think that this movie is going to be great. I am actually in the other room right now rewatching Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm rewatching that. Earlier today, I watched Kong, especially with Kong, is actually quite impressive, right? The up close scenes where you can actually see, you know, his eyes, and he's like almost communicating with his eyes as somebody comes up and like touches him. I love the personification of that. You know, I think you have to read more into Godzilla because his head's like this big, so you really don't get close-ups on his head, right? But you don't know what he's thinking, but you subscribe to his behavior, good things, like he's here to save us, right? With Kong, you can see it more easily. Maybe it's because he's a mammal. I don't know. Maybe I just like mammals. I don't know what it is. But again, these Titans, this is what they're called. These Titans is this movie is going to be dropping in theaters and also HBO Max March 26th of this year. I am excited, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be dope. And it looks like something froze. How bad did we freeze? How bad was the freeze up is the question. You gotta love it. You gotta love the technology when it doesn't work out. Jaime, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. But again, scrolling through, let me see, man, they need to throw the Gibbon up in that film, make it happen, brother. The Gibbon is not ready for that level of engagement. Martin Blank is not ready for that. Maybe he can do like a little cameo and be up in the trees or something like that, watching all the action go down. What was it? Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson did a fantastic job in Skull Island. I actually enjoyed Samuel. I enjoy him anytime I actually see him. And there you go. That's one thing right there in Skull Island. I think they said that he is still growing or something like that. I'm like, can he get any bigger than he already is? Let me make sure that this movie is off because I hear it playing in the background of my headphone, so I had to turn that off. Let me see. Man, they need. Oh, I think I read that one already. Let me scroll through. Kong versus the Gibbon. I'm telling you. You know, the Gibbon might win against like Mothra or something like that. Something cute, like Mothra, but against Godzilla and King Kong. No, I don't. Maybe we'll do a variant cover of the next Godzilla comic book. Connie, you're on to something, my friend. Quest Dog, thank you, brother. We only lost about 5 to 8 seconds. That's not too bad. The number's just getting bigger. Now it's 20 seconds. I don't know what to believe. Let me scroll down. Jim Ford is in here. Good, no good comics. How you doing, brother? Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, brother. We were having a conversation earlier today on the Instagram, and hashtag GSD. Get stuff done is what it stands for. And if the children aren't in the room, that S stands for something just a little bit different. Almighty Liger King is co-signing Skull Island. Yeah, man. Again, I enjoy those kinds of movies, right? And they're pretty standard. There's one way in, there's one way out. You have to get to this location. Some bad stuff happens in the middle that is like unexpected. Somebody does a close up where they get all up close and personal with King Kong. He saves them a couple of times and then they escape. And then there's a tear. That's basically the gist of every King Kong movie. And I know that going in, but I still love it. Same thing with like Godzilla. Godzilla shows up. He tears some stuff up. There's people running around. They're all afraid of him. Then another monster shows up. They go to battle. Godzilla wins. The other monster dies. People thank Godzilla. Then he goes off into the ocean. These are the formulas to these movies. And they're fantastic. They're fantastic. It's like a zombie movie. I watch all zombie movies. Doesn't matter if it's a B movie or not. I still watch it. I know how it's going to go. People are going to show up. People are going to die. Some people are going to live. It's the same formula. It is the same formula. Scrolling through the comments here. What is it? Sounds like it. Here's the thing. When you find a formula that works, you just keep replicating. Rinse and repeat, apply it to different genres, and it still works. It may be a Power Ranger episode, Power Ranger movie. I don't know, man. Shout out to my man, Burke Family. My man just got his first variant cover with his logo on it. Shout out to Burke Family, who appeared on Comics Today a couple of weeks ago. He just got his first variant cover. Shout out to you, brother. That is fantastic, my man. As an almost 50-year-old Godzilla Kong trailer, DHB. Well done. Well done. I'm telling you, no matter how old you are or how old you get, Godzilla King Kong, man, it is good TV. And like I said, I watched Skull Island earlier. I am about 20 minutes into King of Monsters. As soon as I wrap this show up, I'm going back in. I'm going to watch that one as well. So what is it? Someone said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let me scroll through. Spoilers, Reggie. Sorry, brother. I ruined every Godzilla, King Kong, zombie movie for everybody here on out. In a minute, I'm going to talk about Aliens, and I'm going to give you a formula for every Aliens movie because I just recently watched those two. So I'm on a roll. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. So I think some news broke recently regarding Boom Studios and Ross Ritchie. Some news broke, some stuff that Ross is working on. And I began to think about the conversation that I had with Ross, a couple of months ago, in which we talked about Transformers and G.I. Joe and Micronauts and all of these things. And I'm actually going to go back and watch that video again because I think this dude knows some stuff that he couldn't tell us at the time, but may have hinted at some stuff. So I'm actually going to go back and watch that interview that I did with him because I think there may be some nuggets in there. I'm gonna leave that one there. Scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. brother, please don't allow you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, be better than me. That's one comment that I will make. Be better, be better. That is always the goal, because I'm telling you, I'm trying to take down that Bueller guy, trying to take him down with every move that I make. I'm trying to constantly take him down. Philip, King Kong, Godzilla versus no, that needs to happen. Oh man, that's that's a lot of heavy hitters in there. Yeah, I don't know which way that's going to go. Well, let me tell you what's going to happen, because I think this is what's going to happen in the Godzilla versus King Kong. What I think is going to happen is the first two would team up against Noel. That's what's going to happen. Then they're going to look at each other in the end after they kill Noel. They're going to be like, we did some good stuff here. Let's just go our separate ways. And then they're both going to disappear. That's how the movie's going to go. Another monster's going to show up. They're going to take that monster out, and then they're going to go to separate ways, because both Godzilla and King Kong have to come back time and time again, because how else are the studios going to make their money? Just saying. Scrolling through the comments here, see what else you guys are talking about. Michael Bay's Transformula formula. Brother, if it works, it works. Scrolling through some of the comments here, I would agree. I would agree with that right there. Yeah. Oh, Chris Bigger noticed it. Chris Bigger. So back there, my boy did some fantastic artwork of the family, man. That's what that is right there. And he showed it to me on Friday when he came home from school, and I asked permission to hang it on the wall. He actually drew his entire family back there. And, we realized that my boy is starting to notice differences in his parents. And back there is me looking brown, right? And his mother with blonde hair, and then himself and his sister. He had different shades for each one of us. And it's interesting to see his development. You know what I'm saying? But he actually drew it. It's to scale. It's really well done. And I decided to hang it up there to honor some really good artwork by my boy, so. Scrolling through some of the comments here. What is this? DC. I love when my daughter draws us. This is awesome. Brother, there is nothing greater, my friend, than family. There is nothing greater than that right there. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I have no artistic talent. My wife has a ton. So my boy, if he has talent enough to draw something like that, I'm going to put it on the wall, because dad can't do it. Dad can't do it at all, my friend. Let me see, scrolling through. Thank you, Off-White Tip. I definitely appreciate it, man. Yeah, brother. You have to encourage it, because what happened was I had to record the Go Collect video, and I took it down because I didn't want it in the Go Collect video. And he came in and he said, Dad, why is my picture down? I was saying, buddy, I had to take it down because I had to do this, that, and the other. I was like, but we can put it up right now. So I put it right back up because I had forgotten to put it up. So Reggie, send your son's portfolio tomorrow. Brother, I'm telling you, if we slide in on that, Dad's getting all the comic books. I'm telling you that right now. All the comic books. Scrolling through some of the comments here. What is this? My YouTube logo is my boy's image man, there you go. I'm telling you, nothing greater than that, my friend. Will we get a Spidey trailer during the Super Bowl? I don't know. There was a couple of rumors about that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. My general feeling is that the companies that would normally be doing Super Bowl ads are probably not necessarily flush with cash because of the pandemic. And we know for a fact that the MCU has lots of cash. And so they very well could do something like that. It would be cool if they decided to. So shout out to them, man. Make some magic happen. Man. You see, I hung it on the Thor, not necessarily the Daredevil one or something else. I kind of hung it in the middle, but not necessarily on, the best slab, All right. So far in this live stream, we had a quick conversation about the 8 covers that are actually dropping to celebrate Black History Month, which is the month of February. Brazilian artist Souza did these really solid covers. I'm not in love with all of them, but they are solid covers that I'm sure people will enjoy. We spent some time talking about Godzilla versus King Kong, which is a new movie that is actually going to be coming out March 26, 2021 in both theaters and on HBO Max. Shout out to all those people that have the ability to go to the theater to actually see a movie, because in California we don't. So I will be catching it on HBO Max. And as a reminder, Kong Skull Island is on HBO Max, and the same thing with Godzilla King of Monsters. Both of those are on HBO Max, and I know because I either watched it or I'm in the process of watching it today. Godzilla, I'm guessing, is there as well, but March 26th, I will be in front of my TV watching Godzilla versus King Kong. So, and then next up, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about one other topic, because I already did actually tee up some things that Boom Studios is doing. I think you guys remember this from a couple of weeks ago when I talked about, I think it was like $21 million or something like that, $22 million that has been raised on Kickstart related to nothing but comic book properties. We're not talking statues or toys. We are talking comic book related projects on Kickstarter. I do believe it, and I'm doing this off of memory, was around $22 million raised in 2020. 2 million of that, maybe more, again, I'm doing this off of memory, was raised by Boom Studios, was raised by Ross Regie, Boom Studios, specifically for a project that he was doing with Keanu Reeves. And this is for the comic called Berserker. And so we now know that Berserker is actually going to drop. This project has been pushed back a couple of times, but it appears that it's actually going to be dropping. And the crazy part of it about it is that Keanu Reeves is actually going to be signing some of these comics, but these jokers are going to be crazy expensive because it is a 1 in 1,000 variant. So what does this say? I'm trying to scroll through this thing. The Keanu Reeves signed edition with art from Myers will be available, and it'll be a 1 to 1,000 ratio variant. And they actually tell us, meaning for every 1,000 copies that you buy of Berserk 1, you get one signed by the actor. So that is a lot of copies. My general feeling is that there are not going to be a whole lot of copies out there, because 1,000 copies for a comic shop is a lot. My guess is that there are going to be some comic shops that are going to band together, because this is what they do, because they're smart business people, band together in order to get those larger orders in order to kind of qualify for some of these. But 1,000 is a big number. And I'm confident that some of the larger retailers out there will be able to do something like that. But I did not know this. I did not realize that it was a 12-issue series, but 12-issue series co-written by Keanu and Matt Kilt, illustrated by Ron right there. It goes on sale February 24th. And so scrolling through some of this comments here, it was originally scheduled to debut in October of 2020, but was pushed back to February 17th. And so we are going to get our first look at this thing. So I've seen some of the covers that have come out from some of the retailers that are out there. And I'll be honest, some of the covers are pretty dope. I mean, Boom is doing some really cool stuff right now. And what I will tell you is that Boom Studios has relationships with film companies. They have relationships with one TV, one like TV studio and one movie studio. They are located in the Los Angeles area. Keanu Reeves is an actor. He likes comics. The character in the comic strangely looks like Keanu Reeves, right? So one could imagine that this comic is going to be made into a movie. And I want to say that the character is like half God, half something or another. But one can assume that Keanu is going to be starring in this movie at some point come, 2022, 2023. We are probably going to get a movie. So there is potentially some stock value or some speculative value associated with this specific comic. I personally would not go hog wild spending all kinds of money to be able to get these books, but there could be some value here. Jerry, fingers crossed, brother, that people do not go crazy buying up thousands of copies of this thing, because that would be bananas. Store owners are keeping them all. You're probably right, unless some keen investor or speculator decided to partner with some of these local comic shops in order to help get them to that threshold, in order to actually then get that book through negotiation. I say some of this stuff because I've actually thought about some of those things over the course of the day. What is this? Kickstarter plus foolish costs. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, brother. I don't really know what that means. I'm sorry. Scrolling through, is the comic going to cost? Well, the question would be, Connie, if it's a 1 in 1,000, a lot of times what I think they try to do is the cost to get the book gets factored into the cost of the book, if that makes sense, right? So I think that's kind of how they sort of make the magic work. Like, for example, if I have to buy 50 of a book and that total cost to get that variant at 50 is, let's say, $200, then they try to price the book somewhere to offset some of that stuff. At least I think that's the logic. No one is going to buy $1,000 comic book that's brand new. But there are some fans that really like Keanu. So who knows how that's going to work. Get ready. Get ready to see some Berserker comics and Dollar Bin said, well done, brother. Well, if you did Kickstarter with this comic, you get signed stuff. I don't know if that's how it works. Maybe I don't know what the deal was, to be honest, with Kickstarter. I don't know how that one worked. So I did not read the details on that one, but I know that they raised a nice amount of money to be able to do this initiative. So scrolling through, not even excited for it. Would pluck down that kind of cash for it. Oh, I'm not even excited. Okay, I did read that one. Okay. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Scrolling. What is this? For 1 in 1,000 signed, it better be. I don't think that it's going to be. And again, what kind of condition is it going to come in? Are they even going to put it in a poly bag? Are they just going to throw it in a box with the rest of the stuff? I mean, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. It takes me out when the character look. Yeah, brother, that is not accidental. Keanu was like, check this out. We're going to do this project. I'm going to write this comic and I'm going to make this character look just like me. Then I'm going to do this movie and then I'm going to get, a couple of mil off the movie. So that I'm pretty sure that that's how the conversation went. Scrolling through some of the comments here. What is this? Keanu is just writing his own. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Writing his own script so he can keep more on the back end. He basically is like, check it out. I need to make sure I get some work in 2022. So I'm going to write this comic and then I'm going to go ahead and do this movie, right? My guess is that they may have pushed it back because they were negotiating some things to be able to like boom, like have stuff like roll out and actually make sense. I'm reading into it. I can be completely wrong, but if you raise that, if the book is already written, which I guess that it was, you raise that kind of money, a couple of $1 million, why would you delay unless there was something right there for some better time at which to roll it out, right? And again, these people are smart people. They're smart people. Gotta love Keanu, the nicest. Aren't all Canadians super nice? That's my general feeling about Canadians. They're very nice people. Scrolling through some of the comments here, looking forward to Matrix 4. And John Wick 4, I'll tell you, John Wick, I enjoyed that series. I definitely enjoyed that one. Keanu's, he better not. He better not. He is indeed. Because here's the thing. He is definitely not going to be the next Wolverine. Okay. He is definitely not going to be the next Wolverine, but could he star in his own movie based upon his own comic? I'm pretty sure he's going to get that gig. I'm pretty sure. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Hopefully everyone knows that I do like Keanu and I'm just having some fun. I'm not bad mouthing the dude. Hopefully everybody gets that. Just having a little bit of fun. All right. So cool. So Berserker is going to be coming out. again, I'm actually interested to read it, to be honest with you. I mean, I applaud what Boom Studios is doing. Boom is putting out some really good content. This partnership with an actor like Keanu Reeves, the character being, an immortal isn't necessarily a unique idea. And I'm actually reading comments here. It says, the man known only as B, who happens to look a lot like Keanu, is half mortal, half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity, reads the description that has been released from Boom. But Boom is doing some good stuff, man. They're putting out some really good content. So I definitely applaud these guys for everything that they're doing. I'm looking forward to reading Berserker. I think it'll be a good read is my guess. Just because, again, having had many conversations with Ross Ritchie, I feel like he is trying to put out some really good content because that leads to lots of other things. So fingers crossed that everything kind of works out. All right. So Scroll, yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are doing some very, very good things. And there's no doubt about it. What I found interesting when I was listening to one of the clips that Ross Ritchie actually released on the Instagram machine, at one point, it was in 2020. And he basically said, yeah, I already have all of my titles and content lined up for 2021. And I think he also said 2022 or maybe part of 2022. My point here is that we were in 2020 and this dude is like, yeah, my stuff is already set for like the next year and a half. When you have a plan and you have your content, all you're doing at that point, in my mind, is optimizing your execution and optimizing your opportunities. You're not scrambling trying to make magic happen. You are executing against a plan. And I think Ross Ritchie definitely has a plan. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this stuff unfolds. DC dude is like, nope, I'm just getting the trade. I guess I did not convince you at all. It's all good. All right, so let's keep this thing moving. One quick announcement that I do want to give is that we still have this book right here, man. This was an Instagram only giveaway. This is Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue number 9.8 with white pages, given to us by Kevin. We actually awarded this on last week's show to an Instagram subscriber who failed to claim the prize. So this now goes to second place. And I put that post up on the Instagram earlier today. Hopefully second place will claim this prize by the time we do this show next week. And if second place does not claim this show, we're just going to give this away live next week. Second place does not claim this by next week's show. We are going to give this book away during next week's show. Hopefully they actually show up and claim their prize, because I would like to award this to that person. So if you entered the giveaway on Instagram, make sure you check your inbox, because I actually put the post up and tagged the person so they were notified. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And then we're going to get to this House of Mystery giveaway from our friends at Go Collect. So this week, I'm going to be releasing 3 pre-recorded videos and then 1 live show. The live show is going to take place on Wednesday. This is the Comics Today show. And this is a show that happens, like I said, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. The pre-recorded videos include a digging in my shorts. I'm going to be digging for some obscure comics. There is a video on an upgrade that I did. I upgraded a Spider-Man key recently. So we're going to show that Spider-Man key. And I think there's like also in that video, like an AOK and a haul as well. So it's like a poo-poo platter. There's a couple of things going on, but the biggest thing is that I upgraded a Spidey key. And then the very last pre-recorded video that's going to be coming out is 5 tips for buying comics online. And I cannot remember which Patreon member actually suggested this video, but one of them did. And I think I give them a shout out at the very beginning of the video. It could have been Matt Woods. I honestly cannot recall, but I believe it was a Patreon member that recommended tips for buying comics online. So in addition to the pre-recorded videos and the live videos this week, I'm going to be releasing 1 podcast that's going to be released tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And then there's also going to be one blog post that's going to be coming out on Wednesday from Doug B, who is in the chat right now. Pretty awesome blog post. That post will be released at 7 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. So that is all the content that is going to be coming out from the channel. And maybe I'll feel frisky and do a live stream or something like that. We shall see. We shall see. So let me see. Nosh is getting back to us. He says, on Kickstarter, no matter how much you back Berserker, none of the prepaid packages have signing. I'm very surprised. My guess is that that was on purpose. My guess is that they did not offer that because they wanted to drive cover A. They wanted to drive the sales of the books. And so that's probably why they attached the signature to that thing. So I guess you're surprised that they didn't offer it. And when you take a step back, you're like, well, yeah, they want to move all the books, right? So that's probably why they did it that way. So because no one's going to pay the equivalent of $1,000 worth of books for a signature, right? If you think about the math, that no one's going to do that. But if comic shops band together, they may be able to get there. But again, I think there's going to be a very small number of those books. I really do, because that's a lot of books. Sean says, I love those. That's right up there with a body pillow. All right, so let's keep this thing moving. Let's give away this book right here. This is House of Mystery, issue number 180. This is a wonderful book featuring some work from Gil Kane, Wally Wood, Bernie Wrightson, and also Neil Adams. And I want to say the phrase on this book was Gil Kane. I think that was the phrase. So huge shout out to the folks at Go Collect who, again, put us in a position where we get to give away some really cool stuff every single week, thanks to these guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to look at the dice. We're going to roll these dice, and then we are going to figure out how many times we're going to have to randomize our list. And it looks like we have rolled 4. So we are going to randomize our list a total of 4 times, and then we're going to give this book away to one lucky subscriber. So I'm going to make this larger so that you guys can see it. And I'm actually starting at the bottom, scrolling up. These are all the individuals that were able to find the video this week that had the phrase in it. And again, the phrase was Gil Kane. They were then able to successfully navigate their way to the community tab, then to MailChimp, and then plug in all of their information. All right. So if you ever have any questions about how to enter the Go Collect giveaway, all you have to do is in the description of my videos, there is a link for the Go Collect giveaway. You click that link, there is a video that you can watch. You can search YouTube for Regie Collects Go Collect giveaway. There is a video there. On the community tab, there is a link to watch that very same video. And you can also send me a message and I will guide you to that video so that you can watch it, so that you can successfully enter the Go Collect giveaway. All right. The hurdle for this thing is really, really low. You watch a video, you get a phrase, you plug it in, you tune into the show. That's pretty much it. All right. So we're going to randomize this thing a total of 4 times. I had to go back and check because I lost that number that quick. So that is 1. Here is 2. This is 3. And the winner of the Go Collect giveaway of House of Mystery issue number 180, a 9.2, is L. Smith. L. Smith, you, sir, are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. And you can see the top 5 right there. Myth Lab Music is in the top 5. Good to see you up there. Aaron's there. One of the Chris's is there. Well done. Well done. Good stuff. All right. So again, L. Smith, you have 1 week to send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com with your screen name, your government name, your mailing address, and I will bundle this stuff up for you. Specifically, this slab, this cool slab right here, a copy of the Go Collect exclusive variant, the Soul Fire exclusive variant, and I will get this all mailed out to you in a timely fashion. All right, so let me go ahead. Who was that? Let me go ahead and take this off the screen. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do is to show you guys the book that is going to be given away this next week. And again, all you have to do, let's go ahead and address this one question. So the criteria for entry into the giveaway is that you basically have to be a subscriber of the channel. You have to be a resident of the US, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the US. Those are essentially the only criteria, right? Well, there's some other things. You can't give people the phrase. You can't post up the phrase. You can't enter multiple times. Those are the basic things, right? But the hurdle to enter this giveaway is relatively low. All you have to do is really watch the videos. That's pretty much it. All right. So hopefully that helps folks know what is going on. And again, I'll do that later. Here's the book. Here's the book. This is the book that is going to be given away this upcoming week. This is Batman 404 from Frank Miller. It is a 9.8 with white pages. This is where the year one storyline begins. You guys got a nice look at my messy desk. Can you see that? But this is this week's Go Collect giveaway book. And again, you can score this thing simply by watching the videos that come out from the channel. And this book could be yours by this time next week. And again, if you enter this giveaway, make sure that you actually check your Instagram DMs, because I DM'd the winner of this book. Last week's winner did not claim the prize, but second week's winner has an opportunity. If it is not claimed next week, we will be giving that book away in addition to Batman 404. All right. So I'm glad you guys like the book. Glad you guys like the book. I thought it was a cool book, to be honest with you. I thought it was a cool one. I actually have a couple of those books myself that I would like to send in to CGC and see if I can get some 9.8. So fingers crossed on that. A couple of little housekeeping things that I will mention to you guys earlier today. Yesterday, I actually listed some additional raw books onto the site. There's also some slabs that are up there. I marked one of the slabs down a little bit to reflect some pricing changes in the overall market. So if you haven't been over to the website, you may want to go ahead and take a look at that. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Thank you. I will tell you that I actually need to go pick up some additional books. I need to go get just a couple. I think I only have like 3. I think I only have just 3 of those books right now. I think it's just 3, but I am in the process of putting together 1, maybe 2 more CGC submissions that I want to go ahead and send in. So I'm in the process of going through some things. So there may be a video or 2 that comes out soon that talks about my CGC submission. So definitely stay tuned for that. So Milt says, I just got Batman 181 from CGC this week, only a 6.5. That you take the only out. Take the only out, my friend. That's a solid grade, my friend. Congrats on that one. But I do want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit for this episode of the Ready, Set, Go preview show. There is some good content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. I want to definitely encourage you guys to check it out. And if you haven't noticed, we revamped our thumbnail. We revamped the thumbnail recently, where you now see my mug in the thumbnail, which will make it easier for all of you to be able to identify the videos that come out from the channel. So it's all about constantly evolving and changing and getting better. I have a few other changes that are on the horizon that you guys will be seeing, but huge shout out to the Patreon members and also those people that buy merchandise from the channel, because what I try to do in many ways is take a lot of that money, that income, and actually put it back into the channel in terms of upgrading different things. And the thumbnails was one of the most recent things, but there's been some others. So I do want to say thank you to all of you that support the channel by being a Patreon member, by watching the videos, by watching the ads. All of that stuff absolutely helps. And super chats. On that note, Homegrown Comics, well done, sir. Huge shout out to you. What does it say? Get your little ones to do that next Regie. Well, he needs a little bit more practice before we make that type of investment, because those comics to go things are pretty expensive. But maybe we'll get him a blank one and let him just play around with that. No, I do appreciate it, Homegrown. Thank you very much. It means a lot. I absolutely appreciate you guys. All right, with that, we're going to wrap this thing up. If you haven't watched the tax video, please take a look at that. And I will tell you that I've been talking to Rodney over the last few days. A few people have actually reached out to him for additional tax advice. There is a chance that Rodney will be back on the show at some point in the near future because people continue to have questions about taxes because it's complicated, right? And we may have Rodney back on to answer some additional questions. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for those additional videos down the road. With that said, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. If there is anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.